Welcome to the new episode of the Deathtrap video journal. Last time we introduced you the foundations of the game, the traps. We also showed you some useful trap combinations in case you want to destroy your foes in a lot more effective and much bloodier way. And now it's time to learn about the built-in map editor of the game, where you can construct your own battlegrounds. Finally, you could be the creator of the deadly arenas where those evil monsters face the true death. Although the main purpose of the editor is to create new maps, it also gives plenty of additional opportunities to set up new challenges. Here you can edit the abilities of the monsters in the game or even create entirely new enemy types if you want to. You can also share the final map via the Steam Workshop. Although the map editor in Deathtrap offers some complex combinations, it is really easy to use and it has very intuitive mechanics. Not to mention that it is constantly evolving thanks to the user feedback, for which we are so grateful. And now back to the editor. First, build the basic terrain on a grid. Set up the lanes where the monsters will move along and add the important locations to the map as well. If you'd like to go into additional details, you have plenty of opportunities. You can play with shortcuts, trap hotspots and backup lanes that you can add here. The editor also supports weather control, so if you prefer to slay monsters in the snow or go on a rampage in the rain, this is your chance to set up the weather. Then just add some final touches, change the ground type and add various decorative elements. Now it's time to put the chaos portals into position. These are the entry points for the invading forces of evil, so bear in mind that the more chaos portals you put on your map, the more complex the defensive tactics will be. The same goes for the gates, obviously, since they are the destinations for the invading hordes. The monsters of Deathtrap move towards the gate on fixed lanes. Link the chaos portals and the gates in the editor to create the routes that they'll follow. Don't forget that the most enemies can be lured away from their pathways if you attack them. Use this knowledge well and make sure that the monsters never reach the gate. Feel free to design something unconventional and remember that flying enemies can find their unique pathways across the lanes. And this is where the real fun begins, when you start adding the trap slots to the map. There are 5 trap categories in Deathtrap. Experiment with special locations, like adding ranged trap slots into isolated spots of land, or you can set up a stack of traps in a corner so you can lure your enemies into certain death. Let's change the setup of the approaching waves now with the timeline and the group editor, where you can combine the various monster types to form challenging attack groups. Experimenting is fun. Release waves with overwhelming numbers or create challenging combos. Team up horde creatures with flying monsters, for example, or grant some special gifts to the enemy, like a nice area of protection. There are more than 50 monsters in the game, but if you are craving for more variety, you can tweak them by creating entirely new ability sets for them in the monster editor. Choose anything from more than 70 available abilities and organize your picks into sets. The number of possible combinations is huge. Feel free to share your maps via the Steam Workshop, where you can also browse the numerous maps submitted by an active and growing community. Release your inner game designer, or just enjoy the user-generated content in Deathtrap. Build epic battlefields, or try to complete the challenging maps created by your loving friends. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for our next episode. Till then, be clever, be quick, and show no mercy.